Hello students, and welcome back to the English Danny channel. I'm Teacher John, and I'm here to help you become great at using English. Today's lesson is going to be about improving your English by learning about relative pronouns and relative clauses. Please consider subscribing by pressing the red subscribe button below. Also, be sure to like and share this video. Okay, students, let's get started. Let's talk about clauses. A clause is not a sentence by itself, but contains a subject and a predicate. Clauses that begin with question words such as who, which, and where are often used to modify nouns and some pronouns, or to identify people and things, or even give more information about them. These are called relative clauses. Let's take a look at some examples of relative clauses. Have you ever seen the boy who lives next door? There is a new movie which you might like. She lives in a country where there are beautiful mountains. Relative clauses can also be introduced by the word that. For example, here is the place that you were looking for. Usually, we use the word that when introducing important information, and the word which for unimportant information. When words such as who, whom, which, that, etc., are used to introduce relative clauses, they are called relative pronouns. Who, which, and that can be the subject of verbs in the relative clause. Who refers to people, and which refers to things. That can refer to both people and things. Let's look at some correct and incorrect examples. What's the name of the man who just arrived? Correct. What's the name of the man which just arrived? Wrong. The man is a person, so you cannot use which. It's a book which is very interesting. Correct. It's a book who is very interesting. Wrong. The book is not a person, so you cannot use who. The tree that fell down is dead. Correct. The people that he's talking to are very young. Correct. The word that can refer to both people and things. Who, whom, which, and that can also be used as the objects of verbs in relative clauses. Who is informal when used as an object, and whom is more formal. Let's look at some examples of these words as the objects of verbs. She is talking to someone who I don't like. Informal. She is talking to someone whom I don't like. Formal. He gave me the money which I put in my pocket. Here is the book that you were looking for. When and where can introduce relative clauses after nouns that refer to the time and place. For example, I still remember the day when I met my wife. Do you know a store where I can buy some fruit? You can use why the same way after the word reason. For example, Do you know the reason why the sky is blue? Here's a very helpful hint. When the relative clause identifies an object, you don't need to use the relative pronoun. For example, she is someone that I like a lot. Correct, but you can leave out the pronoun that to sound more like a native speaker. She is someone I like a lot. Correct and sounds more natural. Here's another example. Here is the book that you were looking for. Correct, but you can leave out the pronoun that again. Here is the book you were looking for. Correct and more natural. Relative pronouns can also connect a relative clause to a noun or pronoun in another clause. They can replace words like she or him because you only need one subject or object in a relative clause. For example, he has a new wife. She works at the school. Change to, he has a new wife who works at the school. Here's a book. It might be interesting to you. Change to, here's a book which might be interesting to you. Let's take a look at the word whose. Whose is a possessive relative word that replaces his, her, or its. For example, I saw a girl. Her hair was very long. Change to, I saw a girl whose hair was very long. It's important to remember you are replacing the word her, so you cannot say whose her hair was very long. Just whose hair was very long. Okay, students, that's our lesson for today. Please check in the description below for more English learning videos. Also, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. Thanks for tuning in to the English Danny channel.